What's up, motherfoxers? What do you say we get this Chinese sound system working? I did a couple things off camera, guys, so let's go ahead and see what I did. Put a ground wire in there and let's go check it out. Alrighty dighty. See right there? Boom! Sanded it down, got that in there, so it's ready to go just to be hooked up. And then here is the power wire. Here's a remote wire right there. This box, as you can see, here's the wire for that. I don't particularly like that. That's a teeny tiny wire, and that's not good for what I need it for. Problem is, it's soldered to this thing. I'm gonna have to fish this out. I'm gonna get something different than this. I'm gonna measure this hole. I haven't measured it yet to see what I need to get, but let me show you. I'm looking to get this, and hopefully it's the same size as that hole down there, but this is much better because if you look at the back of it, you can actually put ring terminals on it, which means you can put whatever gauge wire you want, right? So this gauge wire that's in there is a no-go for me. But I do got this stuff, which I think is probably about 10 gauge, which probably needs to be a little bit heavier, but I think that's going to be just fine. So with a dual coil on this, I'm going to wire it up 4 ohm first, okay? So you got 2 dual coils here, and what we're going to do here is wire it up 4 ohms, so we're going to go positive to one side and negative to the other. And then the positive on this side and the negative out to the amp. Okay, so we're gonna get this wired up in there just for now, run straight wire to this and out that hole just to get it working, and I'll have to go ahead and order that. Something occurred to me, unfortunately. This is a 6-speaker system in this car, correct? You got dash speakers, you got door speakers, and then you got rear speakers. So the rear speakers, I said, we're going to let ride on the radio. Now, the problem with this, look at here. I realized I'm going to have to cut a beautiful wiring harness. And I just I was thinking about this when I was looking at these wires, and I'm like, oh crap. 6-speaker system with only 4 wires. So 2 of these are the rears, right? And the other 2 sets are both the dash and the door. They ride on each other in these cars. I was like, oh crap. I just, son of a dope. Yeah, they bridge them in these cars, and I'm like, I cannot separate those on the amp. Oh man, that means I would have to run wire to the dash, to the back. So all these wires I got right here, oh dude, 2 of these have to go in the dash, otherwise they're bridged. Son of a bitch. I got some thinking to do on that. There's no way I can run wire to those. I gotta use the car wiring, man, because they go in the boot over here. Yeah. Okay, so come up with a solution, I guess you could say, maybe. These cars, the door and the dash speakers are bridged, unfortunately. So I could take the wire that is in the dash, one of them, and pull it out and run it up to the passenger side and hook it to that wire. As long as the stock wire of the car is unhooked, it's just going to have one set of speakers on it. The problem is I ran that wire long enough to fit in the dash. It'll get to the passenger side, but I can't get it to the driver's side. So I got this, and I'm going to do something that's never ideal in car audio, and that is splicing speaker wire together. It's not ideal. It's not ideal to have breaks and speaker wires. You could actually blow channels out. That's actually what happened in Black Sunshine. Some numbnuts wired that. They tortured that car, man, with the speakers in that car. Let's just put it this way. There was two splices of wire to the speakers in that car everywhere. There's no reason for it. They spliced this much wire in the dash speakers. There was no reason for it because the wires, the stock wiring reached the speaker. I don't know why they did that. And then they did it at the radio because it was too short. And all they did was they just twisted it up and black taped it. And this is a funny story about that car. It had a Sony X-Pod in it when I bought it. I don't like Sony dashes or decks, but the funny part about that was, I said, when I seen that, I was like, I'll keep that in here until it blows. The very next day, riding along in my Mustang I just bought and jamming to some tunes, and all of a sudden, no sound. And the further I dug into, the radio had power. The further I dug into it, the more I found that they had two splices in every single speaker in the car. And it was just too much, and it blew out the channels. I don't think one is going to hurt, but it's not ideal. Just to let you know. It's not ideal. But I'm going to have to take this, and I'll do it all nice and neat and stuff. Should I solder it? It just takes too long. So I'm going to run this up into the driver's side, and that way we'll have these wires ran. I'll snip the wires that I need to snip off that harness. I'm just going to go probably buy some terminated butt connectors, which are just, you put two wires into a butt connector and smash it. But in the meantime, I'm probably going to destroy this thing, taking it out, which I don't care. I don't like these things. These are exactly what they are, is cheap. But I think I might have seen some glue in there. Those bastards. But that hole is that same size as that thing I was showing you. So we should be good there. But yeah, we're going to get my friend the punches. Try to smash that out of there. I don't have a long enough punch. So we're just going to use this pry bar and a little bit blow here. Like I said, it's either going to be, it's entertainment. Let's see if I can get one swift little blow on this sucker. What's that? I don't know, we'll find it later. Oh. It's coming out. Probably it's not the pump. There it is. Oh, sweet. And I thought that was going to be a disaster. Got another port. As it turns out, they didn't use glue. I thought I saw glue. So, but yeah, look at that. Was that worth the value? She's mounted. It's already wired up, so all I got to do is just take this in the back. All right, best laid plans. Remember that shrink wrap I put on here? Marine grade. If you don't know what that is, it means when you heat it, it's got glue in it. So this is the wire I gotta pull to hook up to here. The other one I don't care because I'm gonna splice it. So, and you know what? Let's just splice them. Both of them. I'm not pulling it out of there. So I'll do a nice job here. We'll just butt connect these. Run one up there, run one over there. You know, jeez. I never thought, I didn't think about the whole bridging thing on these cars. Son of a, jeez. You know what? I was gonna cut it. Because here's the knife. I was gonna cut it. This was a spur of the moment thing. So, and somebody says that I laugh too much in these videos, but can you blame me? Just an idiot with a camera, folks. That's me. Some people may call me a bully, but those people bully me into being a bully, so they know who they are. We call them the same color as this tape. I picked this tape just for that person. So, anyway, time to splice some wire. Professionally, okay? Alrighty, there you go. Double crimped. All taken care of. We'll get the shrink wraps on there, by the way. I didn't forget it. Some people do that. I've done it before too, but there it be. I'm going to get these things shrink wrapped up and tucked back in there so nobody sees it. I think we'll be fine. Here's one of the speakers. These are brand new kickers. We're about to give them a swift kick in the splice. All right, we are hooked up to those wires now, guys. Both speakers are all hooked up. So I went ahead and cut these wires on this harness here for the left front, which is this, and the right front. And that takes the wires that are hooked up to all of these speakers. These ones aren't even hooked up, remember, because I hooked those up directly to those wires. These ones are still hooked to the car. So these ones, I had to cut these on the harness here, right in front of where I butt connected those. But that's what I need. I got to get in here and get those wires. And these ones will reach, because here's the two that I got to do, and I can just bring them right over there. I got no problem with length or anything. Sort of forgot something. I was excited about a base switch. Luckily that seat's not bolted down. I just put it back in there to get it out of the way. Yeah, we gotta run this. So I'm gonna put this in some loom. Hopefully I can get that one spot, that one plug part in there. I have an idea where to mount this. So, not a bad idea, huh? It's already got a hole in the carpeting. I'm sure I could finagle it, because this is detachable. It's like a old phone cord here. I could this thing comes right out. Just these 4 screws, and you can pull it right out. Put it right there. It's hidden. I don't have to stick it up under my dash or anything like that. Alright, so yeah. This car was, the interior on here was 75% put together. And so I brought it back down to what, 30? So let me show you something. although it's clever what I was thinking, it's maybe possible. The logistics of it is just, it's turned into a nightmare. So here you go. Pretty neat, pretty clever. There's a problem with this. There's a wire that's got to plug into the back of this. It's like a phone cord, right? See? So you got to drill a hole big enough. And for our sizer here, I can probably go about, I think it was 29/64 is the smallest I could probably go. If you guys don't know what this is for cassettes. Remember that back in the day? Cassettes slid in here. I'd have to drill a big hole right there. I don't like drilling into original parts of this car. It's not my thing. The moral part of me is kicking in saying, dude, don't drill into this. You know? And the other logistics part is trying to get the cord up and underneath this, which you'd have to go there, but there's no room to get it through all of this, and then this is articulating back and forth sometimes, and even though it's in this, I still don't want it to get pinched, and it's just turned into a nightmare. I mean, look at the commitment I made to try to do this. I pulled this whole thing out. Oh, I long for the days when I was afraid to take things apart on this car. This is the problem, man. You're no longer afraid to take these cars apart because you know how to take them apart. I mean, if you guys don't know, this thing was completely apart. I took everything out and I had to put it back together. It's a fun puzzle. If you haven't tried it, do so. So this is what I think I came up with on it. All right, I don't really want this thing to be seen, I guess. And the only thing I could come up with that wouldn't hurt my feelings too much is to put it right there. And the reason why I'm not so hesitant to cut into this is because it's an aftermarket. Doesn't really bother me. You can buy these all day long. So I think that's what I'll do. See, I'm not for, bolting it to the dash like a freaking numbskull. Kind of discreet and out of the way, but still, where you can get to it, because you're not going to mess with it too much. So, the deed is done. This is the really real world, man. There ain't no going back. And then, to make it all nice and neat-like, there you go. Looks like it's supposed to be there. Isn't that neat? Wires all ran. And right there's the rest of the 976 feet of it. If you guys were wondering what my terminated butt connectors are like, there you go. You just put the two up in there and crimp them. Closed in connectors, whatever. Terminated in, whatever. Same thing. Looky-loo. Yeah. Sexy, huh? Alright, here we are. More wires. What's this? Oh. That's that module that was underneath the dash that broke away and I had to zip tie back up in there. Good to know it's still disintegrating. Anyway. Alright, so I isolated the 4 wires. As you can see, the Fox body wiring codes are different from those of the universal plugs for all the radios. So I'll be doing this one at a time. Here's my wires. I'll go ahead and terminate butt connect these, or as technically we have to be technical, closed in connectors. Glad we're not hooking up a bus bar or a power distribution block. Anyway, you've seen me do this 100 times, man. There we are. We are all hooked up. Tell you what, if I had to straight butt connect those, I would have ripped this part harness right out of the car. That was a pain in itself. All because somebody cut those wires too damn short. I'd like to take every person who cut Fox body radio wires too short and throw them off the flat earth. Alright. Shit's getting real. We are all hooked up back here. Just gotta hook the radio up yet. That's pretty simple. Just gotta make a few connections with some RCAs and whatnot. And we'll see if anything smokes and blows up. Alright, there it is. It literally took me probably 30 seconds to hook that up. So, nothing's powered yet. I'm just gonna set it back in the dash there, and then we'll power the car up and see what happens. I'm pretty sure everything will be fine, but yeah, never effing know, man. So, let's see if China sabotages me here or not, but yeah, let me just set it back in there and get the battery hooked up. Alright. I mean, I don't gotta sit that back in there, guys. I'm not gonna finish this up in this video. You know, make sure everything's nice and neat and pretty. I'll do that off camera. Here we go. I don't hear no sizzling or arcing. Let's turn this sucker on here. Alrighty dighty. Forgive me here. Let me, I'll get back to you. I just need, I haven't messed with this radio in a while, so I'm a little, I don't know the navigation of it like my Kenwood or anything. So let me just kind of get my bearings here. All right. I got no power to my amp. So, things you can discover with a test light. It's so fun. You're gonna love this. So I'm like, I hooked it up to this, and I'm like, I'm not getting no power. There's no power here. So when I put the test light to this side of it, I'm getting power to that blue wire, you know, ignition. I'm like, what did I do wrong? So then I had to take this and undo it, and I'm like, did I not hook that blue wire up? Nope. gotta hook that up there, dude. And my infinite wisdom was on this thing. I actually de-pinned the blue wire when I could have hooked this up to that instead of, like, you know, tapping it like I did. But let me hook this up. Alright, there we go. For whatever reason, if I need to, you know, get back in here and unhook something, I just put a quick disconnect on there. There's some, I got a shielded one on here, but there's some steel poking out there. I don't like that, so I'm gonna wrap it up with some tape anyway. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can only do a few seconds of this. So let's review. Everything seems to be working. So you heard it there. I had the corn got the life. I can't play. I can play a few seconds of it. That's it. I don't know if you could, did the bass translate it over onto the video here, but that I play that song. The song's actually got a lot of bass on it. It's a good song to test out your system with if you don't know. Is it like my other car? No. Definitely not. That thing will go boom. But then again, remember, I got this speaker wired at 4 ohms. Overall, guys, this is a great system for the money. Definitely, without a doubt. I'm thinking maybe if I do it at 1, it'll be more, I mean, this is more like a boom, boom, boom. 1 ohm is more like a deeper, you know, so I may do that. I was just curious to see what 4 would do. I was sitting here wondering, I was trying to, I got all the levels and everything kind of where I need them. And the crossovers, really don't know what those do. They make things louder and whatever. I think I got them to the right spot. I was sitting here, I was like, why is this thing, why is the bass not loud? I don't understand it. And I'm going into the radio and looking to where the bass is and stuff, and it's up there, you know. I'm like, I don't understand it. So then I go over to the passenger side here I was looking for something, and I looked down. What were we doing earlier? You want me to show you? I'll show you. We were installing the bass level knob. I completely forgot about this thing. And it was pretty much all the way down. So, now we got bass. Alright, we got some copyright-free music playing, guys. We can let this play. So, we got her. What else is there to say? I'm not gonna go, like I said, I'll do the tidying up off camera here, man. Getting after a couple of snafus, like forgetting about the bass knob that I installed. Why is the bass not loud enough? Well, maybe if you turn the knob up that you installed. It's kind of a cool spot for it, I think. Even though it's upside down, you know, unless you're looking at it like this, but it's supposed to go under a dash, but I didn't want this thing hanging out somewhere up underneath my dash. I ain't about to show off my bass knob. It's not that important to me, but thanks for watching, guys. If you don't know, from the early days of the Funky 5-0 channel, I used to end a lot of the videos with this song, so but I think we got her. Appreciate you watching. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna spend some time tidying this thing up, and I don't know. It's not as loud, but like I said, I'm gonna wire this thing down to a 1 ohm and